everybody, I'm Amy from Body Fit by Amy, and this is your second trimester full body dumbbell strength workout. So in this workout, we'll be working the entire body using just one set of dumbbells and a chair. While this workout is designed for your second trimester of pregnancy, and I am currently in my second trimester, it's perfectly safe to do in your first or third trimester. As always, please make sure that you have been cleared by a doctor for exercise during pregnancy before you do this or any other workout. All you need for this workout is a set of dumbbells, a mat, and a chair. I'll be using a set of 5-pound dumbbells, but it's perfectly fine to go heavier or lighter depending on what you're used to. Are you ready? Let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna start with a quick little warm up. Make sure your dumbbells and your chair are out of the way, and we'll just start marching and roll through those shoulders, get everything moving. And the chair is really just gonna be adding a few things for balance. It's totally fine if you wanna do these things without the chair. I'm gonna give you a few different options. Big deep breath in and out. One more. And also the back of a couch or a countertop will work for a lot of the balance moves as well. Let's take it here and let's just rotate side to side, making sure that you're turning through the knees and the hips. Remember, we're not twisting in the torso during pregnancy. We don't want to be doing too much rotation, putting the pressure on the abs. And let's reach over top. Breathe. So if you're like me, this is my second pregnancy. I've been feeling a lot achier this time around. Even though I've stayed active, I'm stretching, I'm rolling, I'm strengthening. Sometimes it's just different. So remember, listen to your body. If something feels like too much, it's totally fine to take a break. Certainly if you feel that heart rate getting up too much, you wanna take a breather, hit pause, grab a sip of water. Really important that we stay hydrated as well. And let's bring those knees up one at a time. And you may notice as we get into the second trimester, and especially into our third, and then let's just do little stretches out. I know it's hard to do that. Just stretch as much as you can through those hamstrings. As we get further along, our endurance feels a little less because as that baby's growing, it's pressing on those lungs. So you have a little less room in there, right? Just march it out and step it side to side. So that is normal. It doesn't mean you all of a sudden got out of shape. It just means the baby's growing and there's not as much room in there, right? So in the second trimester, a couple things. This is when we start to modify a little bit more. We're still watching our heart rate using what we call the talk test. So making sure that you're still working out at a level that you can carry a conversation. I sometimes say to you on a scale of 1 to 10, usually about maybe a 6, maybe a 7, but nothing too high. So we want to keep that blood flow and that airflow. And then when we get into that second trimester, we want to avoid anything completely flat on our back, and we want to really cut down on our core work. It's really important. If you haven't heard of diastasis recti or ab separation, please check out some of my videos on that. It's really important that we don't put too much pressure on that abdominal wall, that outer layer, because we can get separation, and sometimes it can get pretty bad. I'm already seeing some signs of it in this pregnancy, even though I've been very careful. It just happens sometimes. So you don't want to do any crunches or traditional ab exercises, but I also would say, even though you might be strong enough and still be feeling good, second trimester and beyond, we want to avoid all planks and anything in that plank or push-up position. So just a few little modifications. Other than that, just keep listening to your body and do what feels good. Let's go ahead and grab our dumbbells. So we're gonna start with a little squat. So if you want, you can use your chair. You certainly don't have to. And you can use your dumbbells, or if it feels like too much, you can keep it body weight. But we're gonna sit all the way down and then come all the way up. So the chair is just keeping us in alignment. A lot of times as we're growing in the front, it pulls us forward, sometimes pulls our posture forward. So it's really helpful to have a guide. And then also it transfers our weight, so we get more into the back muscles. So hamstrings, glutes, not just quads. Sometimes a regular squat can put all that pressure on the front into our knees, and then Again, all of us growing right there. So sometimes just sitting down, coming all the way up really makes a difference. Totally fine, again, if you wanna just keep it regular squat, just make sure you're still getting low. Breathe. We're gonna go about 10 more seconds. Press up through the heels. 3, 2, and 1. This next move, we're just gonna do a little basic press. You have two options. You can take it here, and we're gonna press one little bit of a rotation to get the abs involved. So notice, again, I'm pivoting on my knees, hips, and toes. Or if you wanna take it to just one dumbbell, take it here, here. So it's a press, little turn, but your whole body is turning. Breathe, press, and back. Pulling everything in. So if you haven't already, please check out my belly breathing or transverse abdominis breathing video. It's a quick video that will just show you how to engage your abs during pregnancy. We want to pull it in. Let's go 5 seconds. And breathe. And drop both the dumbbells down. Let's give ourselves a little break, rolling through those shoulders, tapping it out, and then we're gonna put them together. So we're gonna do the squat with the little rotational press, with or without the chair, one dumbbell or two. So it's up to you, pick which one. I'll show you all the options. We're gonna take it here, sit low in your squat, up and press, turn the whole body. Low in your squat, up and press. Or looking like this, down and press, down and press, or either one of those with your chair. Up, turn. And you can certainly go slower than me if you need to. Just think about your whole body working, pressing through the heels, engaging the glutes and hamstrings, pushing through the arms as we get a slight turn for the abs, but our whole body is moving. Heart rate should be getting up. If it starts to feel like too much, you can just do the arms or just do the legs. One more right here. And relax, tap it out. We're gonna hang on to one of those dumbbells. So catch your breath. You can drop that dumbbell down if you want. Grab a quick sip of water if you need it. Probably notice as you get further along, again, that heart rate gets up faster, right? But also you might be feeling thirstier. Need to be drinking water as much as we can during pregnancy, keeping that fluid up and just staying hydrated. Your body's working overtime, making a baby, keeping you healthy. So drink more than you think you will need. So we're gonna go into a little bit of a lunge. I'm gonna turn my chair around. I'm gonna keep one dumbbell. Again, I'm gonna give you lots of options. We're gonna take one foot forward, the leg closest to the chair, arm for balance. If you don't need it, that's totally fine. Drop it back into a nice wide lunge. Looks like this. Imagine you have your chair, drop it down and bring it up. So I'm pushing through that front heel. Both legs are working. I'm staying up on that back toe. I'm keeping nice, good posture, shoulders back, chest is lifted, holding on to the chair if you need to. If you don't, it's totally fine. If you want to add that second dumbbell for a little extra push, that's totally fine too. It's up to you. Having the dumbbells is going to have us engage our core a little bit more, but make sure it's not pulling us forward. We're going to do a forward motion. Find your balance. That's why we use the chair. Drop it down, press it up, breathe, down, press it up. In fact, I'm going to move this over here so you can see me for the next move as well. 10 seconds, probably feeling a little bit of a leg burn. And breathe. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax. So shake it out. Keep that same leg forward, up on that back toe a little bit. We're gonna hinge at the hips, still hanging onto the chair. Back is nice and flat, making sure we're not here, and then pull that one arm up for a row. Breathe and up. squeeze in the shoulder blade. So notice my back is nice and flat. Again, what tends to happen, we tend to round in the back. So eyes up, it almost feels like you're arching your back, but you're not. Breathe, pull that elbow close to your body, squeeze in your shoulder blades. So a lot of things are working. Not only are we squeezing in the shoulder blades in that mid back and shoulders, but also our lower back for supporting. We've got 10 seconds. Keep breathing. Core is pulled in tight. Last one right here. And tap it out. So we're gonna stay on the same side. So what we're gonna do now, like we did with the squat and the press, is we're gonna put them together. If that feels like too much, totally fine to just do one and then the other. I'll tell you when we get to the halfway point, you can switch to that second exercise, or just keep it just the legs or just the arms. It's up to you. Let's take one foot forward. Watch me first. You're gonna drop it low in the lunge as you drop your chest, pull up in the row. So we're staying a little bit more forward this time. Here we go. I'll tell you when we get halfway. So I know that belly's gonna be in the way a little bit. Sometimes in my other videos where I'm not pregnant, I can get super low, but I'm keeping it just as far as is comfortable for me and my growing belly. Especially if you're doing this maybe in your third trimester, you might not have as much room. That's okay. Just lean forward just enough that you can pull in the shoulder blades. We're at that halfway point if you want to switch to a second exercise, if you're doing them separately, or just keep it right here, slow and controlled, chair for balance. I know that leg is feeling it, right? Breathe. We've got just about 10 seconds, keeping it slow. Breathe. Last 4, 3, 2, and relax. Whew. Drop that dumbbell down. Get a quick little stretch into that leg. Lean over it into it here. So you're stretching through the back because we worked all the way down and through. And then let's tap it out again. We're gonna move all of that to the other side. So we'll start with just the lunge, then we'll do the row, then we'll put them together. Remember, that's optional. If you wanna take them separately, that is fine too. Give yourself a little second for your heart rate to come down. You might be fine. Maybe it's just me that's feeling it, but it's up to you. So let's go ahead and grab that dumbbell. Core is in tight, so again, leg closest to the chair to give you balance. Dumbbell on the side. If you don't need the chair, totally fine. If you want to add that second dumbbell, that's okay too. Core is in tight, chest lifted, shoulders back, up on that back toe. Take it down, press up. And again, lunges, we want you to get as low as you can. We want you to have full range of motion, but certainly we're aware in pregnancy, it's a little tougher because we've got our growing bellies. So if you need to make it smaller, totally fine. Don't go down as far. Breathe. Whatever feels best for you. Remember, in pregnancy, our only goal with exercise is to keep moving, to stay strong, to stay active. We don't have any big strength goals or fitness goals. It's all about being healthy as mom and growing and delivering a healthy baby. We've got 10 seconds right here. Breathe. Down and up. I'm feeling it. I don't know about you. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So shake that out. We'll keep that same foot forward. We're gonna stagger just a bit. Hinge at the hips. Flat back down. Abs are pulled in tight. Making sure we're not rounding, and then bring it up. Here we go. Elbow up and down. Nice and simple row. So you can be up on that back toe a little bit or down. Just a little soft bend in both knees. What we don't want is this, and again, rounding in that back. So hinge at the hips. Eyes can stay up. That'll help a little bit with posture. And then again, hand on the chair just to give you a little extra support. And breathe. Elbow comes right by your side, and really think about pinching in between those shoulder blades. Last 10 seconds, and breathe. And up. 4, 3, 2. Let's bring it up, tap it out. Give yourself just a few seconds to recover from that, and then we're gonna put them together. Again, totally fine if you wanna keep them separate. I'll tell you at the halfway point, you can start with the lunge, then take it to the row, or vice versa. If you wanna try them together, same leg forward, same leg back. Remember, we're just gonna drop the chest a little bit more. Looks like this, dropping it down, row it up as you come up out of the lunge. Here we go. Down and up. Breathe and up. And up. Here we go. Core is pulled in tight. That feels like too much. Reduce your range of motion. Take it a little bit smaller. Keeping the chest low. We're at that halfway point right about now. So if you're switching to the second exercise, you're staying with me, stay with me. Use that chair for balance. That's what it's there for. Our balance is gonna be off in prenatal workouts, no matter what. We've got 15 seconds, I know. And squeeze, breathe. Good news, after this, we're gonna sit in the chair for a couple exercises. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Whew. Take that leg that was forward, lean into it here, get a little stretch through your back and through that hamstring. Whew. Tap it out. Good work, team. So make sure you get a sip of water, and then we're gonna come to a seated position in the chair. 1 dumbbell. Catch your breath. Let yourself take a little breather as you sit. We'll give those legs a little bit of a rest. And we're gonna take our right arm up. So it's up to you. I want you to sit nice and tall in the chair. You can lean back a little if you have a straight back, but certainly make sure that you're not leaning back, putting pressure on the core. But if you have a backrest and it's straight, totally fine to rest that back. Let's take one arm up. I'm gonna show you 2 options. Use this opposite hand. If you're strong enough and you've got a dumbbell that works for you, you can take it one side. If that feels like too much, grab it with both. Elbows in, here we go. Down and up. So either way, elbows are right by your ears. And breathe. Totally fine to have 1 dumbbell between the 2. We're gonna get something in between, so we'll get a little break. But if you're strong enough and you wanna keep it on the one side, that works too. Strengthening the back of the arms, core is pulled in tight. Breathe. Elbow in, straight up. You got it, 10 seconds. And breathe. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Woo! Drop that dumbbell down, stretch them up. And then let's slide, let's sit on the edge of the chair. Let's engage your core a little bit. So really small, just lift the knees one at a time. Not putting a lot of pressure on the abs, just lift and lower. We're engaging the core, pulling that deepest layer, the transverse abs, in, hugging your baby towards your spine, just so you can get a little breather. Then we're gonna do that other arm. If you were working with 2 arms, 1 dumbbell, that's totally fine. We can do the same thing again. We're just doing 1 set of these. Breathe, up and down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So go ahead and reach down, grab that dumbbell, you can slide back onto your chair, and again, take it up. If you're ready, we'll just go down with one side. Use this opposite hand to keep you in alignment. So that's keeping you from going all the way out here, putting pressure on the shoulder. We want to keep it in the back of the arms. Again, if that feels like too much, you've got a heavier dumbbell. 1 dumbbell between the 2 behind the head, straight up. Elbows in. Trying not to be out here. Keep them in. And breathe. Or one side, nice and strong. Breathe. Let's go 10 seconds right here. Behind your head as far down as you can go. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax. So drop those dumbbells down, stretch it up, take it over side to side, gentle pull. We're gonna come up facing our chair. So here we go. So we're bringing our chair here. You can have those dumbbells close by. We're gonna start this next exercise. We're gonna do a one-legged deadlift. So a deadlift is just that move that we do all the time when we reach down and pick something. Maybe it's a toddler like me, like when I'm reaching down to pick up my 2-year-old. Very functional. We're gonna add a little bit of balance to engage our core, but to do it safely, we're gonna have the chair in front of us. So it doesn't matter what side of the chair, but 1 foot forward. Start with no weight. If you feel good about it, it's certainly fine to add those weights. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. We're just gonna touch the chair and then bring it up. Tap it nice and light. Touch the chair and bring it up. So it's up to you. If you're feeling good about that, you could add 1 dumbbell in one hand, maybe the hand that is closest to that leg on the floor. Or if you're feeling really strong and confident, it's totally fine to add both dumbbells. I would just say stay near that chair if you can, so you have the option to tap it down and bring it up. It just keeps you a little more balanced. The last thing we want is for you to feel so off balance that you think you might fall. We want to stay as strong as we can. And again, part of this, we want you to be working through the balance to engage the core, but still feeling confident in where you are. We've got 5 seconds. You should feel it all the way through the back of the legs. And relax. Take that leg that's in the front, lean into it here, stretch it through the back. I know, we're gonna feel those tomorrow. Whew, breathe. Let's take it with that other side. And again, it's up to you. Start with no dumbbells. Tap it down and bring it up. Tap it down and bring it up. We are almost done with this workout. And we'll do a nice good stretch using the chair if you've got it. Breathe. If you want to add the dumbbells, 1 dumbbell or both. It's okay if you feel pretty shaky on this. Just take your time. Core is engaged. If you want to add both dumbbells, that's okay too. Just keep them right there. Or tap them down so you have a balance point. We've got about 10 seconds. Only doing this move once. Don't worry, almost done. And breathe, last one right here. And take that leg in front, lean over into that hamstring. Breathe. Woo! Feeling that, right? Okay, quick sip of water if you need it. We've got 2 more quick exercises, and then we are gonna get a stretch. So let's take it nice and wide, no chair on this one. Let's take it to that plie squat. So with or without the dumbbells, if you've got them, you can rest them right here. Drop it low, squeeze up and through. Pull that belly button in. If you wanna have no dumbbells, that's fine too. What I want you to think about, hug that baby in. Inhale, exhale, pull it in. And as you're doing that, think about those Kegel exercises. I know we talk a lot about them. If you don't have instruction on them, check out my video, but pull up and in lightly. A lot of times we talk about squeezing like you're trying to stop the flow of urine, but I don't want you to squeeze too much. I want you to pull up and in. So pelvic floor, as we squeeze those inner thighs, everything's coming in. Last one right here. And breathe, shake it out. I know those legs are tired, right? We've worked them pretty hard. Go ahead and grab those dumbbells. Last thing, let's alternate a bicep curl. So we've talked about this in other workouts. Biceps are so important because when that baby gets here, right, we're using them all the time, holding the baby, rocking the baby. So really important to strengthen them while we can during pregnancy. And breathe. If you want to add a teeny tiny bit of balance, you can add the opposite knee coming up. So a little bit of core, a little bit of balance. Totally optional. If you want, you can just lift a knee and keep the toe on the ground. That'll still get that core engaged. Breathe. Here we go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap it out side to side. All right, guys, can you put them together? I think you can. It's optional. I'll tell you when we get to that halfway point. But if you want to finish strong with a plie squat and a bicep curl, join me here. Here we go. Drop it down. You can curl them up together or just alternate. Down and squeeze. Squeeze in those inner thighs. Pull up and in. Don't forget about that core. Breathe. This is your very last move, and we're getting a nice, good stretch. You're at that halfway point, so if you want to switch to that second exercise, you can do that as well. Breathe. Or if you want to finish strong, together. And when I say finish strong, I just mean finish. I don't want you to push yourself too hard. I don't want you to have to feel so out of breath or so tired that you don't want to come back tomorrow or the next day or the next day. Last 3, 2, 1. You did it. Relax. Drop those dumbbells to the side. Woo. And just tap it out. Breathe. Stretch the thumbs to the back. There we go. Take your arms up. Reach it over to one side. So as always, get more of a stretch or a cool down on your own if you can. You can feel free to check out my prenatal stretch workout. Gives you some good stretches standing and on the mat to do during pregnancy. Reach up behind. Breathe. And then holding your chair, let's take one foot forward. Lean into it here. Stretching through the back, through that hamstring. Other side. Lean into it. I would highly encourage that you get some stretching on your own throughout the day before you go to bed. And then lean back, hands on the chair or a countertop if you can. Sit those hips to the back, push the shoulders down. You worked hard, we hit all of the muscles. Big deep breath in. And out. Stretch a little more on your own. Make sure you get some water and probably a little snack or a meal. That was your second trimester full body dumbbell strength workout. Great job, everybody.